So, hello and a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you joining us from different corners of the world. I'm Sherry. I'm going to be your host today for this groundbreaking webinar, a unique collaboration between LeadPost and Aspen Digital Marketing, or ADM for short. So today we're going to dive into the future of digital marketing and lead generation, revealing how our synergy can catapult your business into new realms of success. We have a session packed with expert insights, demonstrations, and yes, exclusive offers that will lead you and inspire you guys to be ready to conquer your market. So grab your notebooks and let's embark on this journey together. But make sure you stay tuned into the end so you can get access to our freebies like a bonus free trial, one pager for crafting offers and hooks, one pager for paid ad strategies, and split testing protocol. But you have to stay to the end to get that. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of get into it and kick things off by meeting our esteemed panel. So from LeadPost, that's a platform that is redefining lead generation. We have Tim, the visionary founder whose innovative ideas have made LeadPost a game changer in the industry. And accompanying him is also Eric, just as innovative, but he's our tech wizard whose expertise has been pivotal in designing LeadPost and making its robust features. Right? Right. And then from ADM, we're thrilled to have Jared McNally, the CEO, whose strategic marketing insights have transformed businesses across the spectrum. Jared's approach to digital marketing is not just about trends, but about creating lasting impacts. So,
hey there.
So let's go ahead and get to the exciting part. Each of these leaders are going to bring a unique perspective on how to not just navigate, but thrive in today's digital landscape. So imagine leveraging their combined expertise for your business. The possibilities, they're going to be endless or limitless. All right. So with that being started, we're going to go ahead and have Jared go ahead and start us off. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, Sherry. Hey there, everybody. I'm Jared McNally. I am the CEO and founder of Aspen Digital Marketing, or Aspen Digital ADM for short. At Aspen Digital, we thrive on innovation. We're focused very much on strategy, and fundamentally, we are very transparent. That's how we like to keep things. Our team spans across marketing strategists to organizational psychologists and even sociologists. And all of these people are uniting on my team to decode the what and why behind why customers are behaving certain ways. We here believe that crafting bespoke strategies for our clients and partners and steering clear of the one-size-fits-all approach is really the way to go. Our mission over here is really to elevate marketing through data-driven, innovative, and effective strategies, and by employing and utilizing AI-powered marketing strategies, which we'll be talking about a little bit today, to really ensure that anybody's marketing campaigns, no matter what niche or industry they're in, are directly reaching their intended audience and the audience that's actually going to respond to them and give them conversions at the end of the day. So from strategic planning to execution and optimization, my team is there to help out, provide information, and leverage new and innovative strategies to make sure that our clients are performing and succeeding. This partnership that we have here with Aspen Digital and LeadPost really excites us because it truly is a seamless fit. You know, LeadPost has a very state-of-the-art lead generation platform that, when combined with a good marketing acumen, can really promise a holistic, completely holistic solution for not only just attracting leads and generating leads, but actually for converting them efficiently as well. So this collaboration really signifies a new chapter, I think, in both of our businesses' worlds, where we are really taking things to the forefront of digital marketing and lead generation. So together, we're really poised here to help you scale. We're trying to provide you some extra information and education to boost your revenue and ultimately to secure sustainable growth in this ever evolving, ever changing digital landscape that we're all incorporated into right now. So if you're aiming to enhance your lead generation with LeadPost or enhance and elevate your marketing strategies with Aspen Digital, rest assured, we are going to be covering as much as we can during this short webinar to give you the best of both worlds. And our joint efforts are really dedicated to ensuring that your business isn't just surviving like a lot of businesses are right now, but actually flourishing and moving forward in a positive direction in this very competitive market and very unique economy that we've been dealing with.
Definitely. And one thing I can say, hearing Jared, you can't help but be excited about what that means for your business, right? I mean, imagine harnessing the power of ADM's marketing prowess with LeadPost generation capabilities. I mean, we're talking about game changers here. You're right. Well, thank you so much, Jared. So, Tim, the floor is yours. Kind of share with us the inspiration behind LeadPost and how it's really transforming the business landscape.
Well, we started off, Eric and I have been a part of programmatic retargeting for about the last 10 years. So one of the things that our clients have come to us and said, they would love to be able to identify, the warmest leads, and that's leads obviously coming to your site already. So we launched LeadPosts with the idea of be able to identify these folks that come to your site, that showed a little bit of interest, and then, but ultimately they bounce without providing you any actionable information. And so that's where we stepped in. And that was our idea, is that we can identify these folks, which we do by name, home address, and email. And then we can systematically verify that data to make sure that it's as accurate as possible, the data as clean as possible, and then deliver that data to you systematically, pretty close to real time. And so that you can retarget them using your own marketing resources. You own the data in perpetuity. It's yours. You can do whatever you want. Or we do offer a full service retargeting platform where we can assist you with that, including social and display retargeting, email retargeting, and we even have the ability to do direct mail retargeting as well. So you can send postcards to these folks. So the warmest leads you're going to get are people that already came to your site. They show some interest. We can even help you sort of gauge those level of interest by providing you with a very unique solution, which you can allow you to go in and create that user journey. So you can specify that I only want to retarget people that visited these specific pages, or they didn't, I want to omit people who visited those specific pages. So that way you can focus all your marketing resources on people with higher intent that you're more likely to get a response from, or a conversion, or a phone call, or whatever it is, the call to action you're looking to get.
I mean, I see the vision, definitely. It's not just about solving problems. It's about empowering businesses to reach their full potential. And with LeadPost, you're not just getting leads, you're getting a roadmap to success. So
for sure. So this is like, the one thing that I always trust the people is that this is where Jared's expertise comes in. And, it's not a magic wand. The hard part is I nurture these leads. We're doing the easy part. We're basically giving you the information that you need to go out and actively retarget these folks. But the hard part comes on is, how do you nurture them? What is the messaging? Are we going to test it? What's working, what's not working? But ultimately, the hard part comes on, you and your agencies to get that messaging out to that person, to get them to come back to respond. So we're doing the easy part. We're getting you the data. We're verifying the data. We're creating that user journey, and we're filtering it down to get to the people with the highest probability of getting a response from. But the nurturing actually ultimately comes down to the messaging.
No, for sure. I definitely can understand that. Well, thank you so much, Tim, for that. Great. Now, Eric, can you demystify LeadPost platform for us? Give us a little peek under the hood there.
I'll try. It gets a little complex, but a lot of people come to us and they're like, wait a minute, you can capture people that went to my website that didn't fill out a form, and they're a little bit perplexed on how we can do that. And it all really starts with placing a little piece of pixel code on your website. It's not visible, nobody sees it, but it's through that placement of that pixel that we leverage our data partners to ultimately translate that anonymous visitor to an identified visitor that you can nurture as a lead and put through marketing sequences, right? So when that pixel is placed, what happens from a high level is we redirect in real time to data partners that have can leverage either third-party cookies or probabilistic data such as IP or user agent to translate that visitor to a hashed email address. A hashed email is a hash, a one-way encrypted value of that email that basically only that email will produce that particular hash value. And based on your filters, your geo filters in LeadPost, assuming that that hash is identified and that person met all those criteria, then we leverage a waterfall network of partners to translate that hashed email to a third party opt-in email address, a verified name and address based on your data campaign criteria. And ultimately, assuming all those things flush out and we do end up with that person meeting your filters and everything's been verified, that data is then systematically delivered based on your delivery criteria you set up in LeadPost. In addition to that, we do have integrated marketing capabilities, as Tim spoke of. We do have integrated email, direct mail, social, and display. With any of those are optional things that you can do on our platform outside of just capturing the lead. There are additional costs associated with those items, but we have full integrated creative and campaign logic to set those things up. So you can do things like drip sequences where you send an email on day 1, a direct mail on day 5 if they don't convert or take some action. And you can kind of work these things together to create an omni-channel retargeting approach for those visitors that come. The other thing that people often ask us is the legality of all this, right? So everybody is, more and more legislation, right? And we're all kind of scared about legality, right? So everything we do is 100% legal. We're fully compliant with all laws, privacy laws. Specifically, there are some things that we have to do to make sure that we're compliant. Let's say in California with CCPA, there are privacy notices that have to be placed, things of that nature. All of those are done, and there are in our terms of service requirements for privacy policy notices that our clients need to make as well. Doing those things makes us fully compliant and our clients fully compliant with privacy requirements in the United States. We don't operate outside of the United States due to GDPR, CASL, and Canada, other restrictions that would prevent us from operating outside the U.S. In terms of sending email to people, it's always kind of makes me perplexed on how few people really understand the laws in the United States. And specifically coming from a compliance background and owning a prior compliance email business, the CAN-SPAM Act of 2003 really dictates the legal framework for sending email. And it's pretty simple. You do not need explicit opt-in. In fact, you don't even need third-party opt-in, although the data we deliver as far as email is third-party opt-in verified. To email somebody in the United States, CAN-SPAM Act basically says you can't be deceptive in the emails you send. You've got to include your physical mailing address in those emails and an opt-out link. So all the emails that are triggered, whether somebody's using our platform or their own platform, pushing it to their MailChimp, et cetera, as long as they're following those requirements, they're fully compliant with the CAN-SPAM Act. Other channels, obviously social and display, there's really no restrictions on what data you can target and how that data is sourced. With direct mail, same thing. You can buy a list, from anybody and just send direct mail, and there's no really legal framework that guides that. So everything we do in terms of the data capture is fully compliant, privacy laws, et cetera. Everything we do on integrated marketing, or you would do on integrated marketing, leveraging social and display, email and direct mail are fully compliant as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Eric, for that. And, I fully believe you in it being legal because I'm sure none of us in here look good in orange, right?
No.
But every feature that you mentioned is really just another step towards like your business's success. It's like having a Swiss Army knife for lead generation and management. And then when you add in ADM strategies, or strategic input, basically, it's like having a laser guide to that knife. So yes.
Agreed.
Well, Jared, this is your chance to kind of enlighten us on those strategies and, talk a little bit about how to make the most out of the tools and data we have at our disposal.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sherry, and Tim and Eric as well for kind of setting the stage here. This software platform is so powerful. I've been using it across all of my clients. I've been recommending it to everyone that I talk to in the marketing industry because it is so powerful. But without the right strategies to kind of combine with this very powerful tool, as we kind of heard Tim mention and we heard Eric mention, you you might not get the results that you're really hoping for. So implementing the right marketing strategies in coordination with this very, very powerful tool is absolutely necessary. But if you do it the right way, you're also going to be at the leading edge of everything that you're doing. You're going to be able to beat out your competitors very, very easily and very quickly. And these marketing strategies, they're not rocket science, guys. Like, this stuff is used by all sorts of different agencies and all sorts of different businesses and marketing teams, chief marketing officers, but it's a matter of how you implement it and implementing these things in the right order. And that's what I'm going to try to help everybody out with today. So what I'm going to share with you guys over the next couple of minutes is going to be a blueprint. Really, it's a series of strategic approaches that are designed to really lock in these pieces together and fit everything together to allow us to unlock the full potential of what you can do with this identity resolution data, where somebody is not actually filling out a form, but we're actually able to collect their information and legally use it to nurture them and bring those leads to a further point in your pipeline and closer to becoming a conversion and a client or a customer for you. So whether you're a seasoned marketer, maybe like me, or whether you're just looking to refine some of the strategies that you're implementing for your small business, or even if you're brand new to the digital marketing landscape, these insights that we're going to dive into are truly tailored to help you navigate these waters with this exact software in mind, okay? So we're going to be talking about things from crafting compelling offers that are going to resonate well with your audience, to even optimizing your email campaigns for maximum engagement, and also rethinking about how lead generation works in general in this digital age, and changing and modifying your strategy to make sure that you're fitting in with the current trends and becoming an innovative small business with how you're handling your marketing. And you're going to be able to leverage these tools and strategies and the knowledge that you're going to get here today to become one of the top businesses in your niche or industry. So let's go ahead and jump into this all together. We're going to start by just exploring these strategies at kind of a higher level. And one thing I do want to say is that we do have a course that you guys are going to be able to access for free. You'll be able to find a link to that when we get to the end of the webinar here. But we are going to break down each of these strategies into a more detailed, more in-depth mini course that you're going to be able to jump into and learn about, so that you can really implement these with a very, very high likelihood of success from the moment you start. So I have a little presentation here that I'm going to go ahead and pull up on the screen and share, and we'll go ahead and step through it starting there. All right, everybody. So here is my playbook for using these innovative strategies to engage and convert your audiences. Of course, considering that we have the power of LeadPost behind us with all of this. So let's jump into it, guys. Number one, my most important strategy here is to ditch the traditional lead generation methods. By doing this, we can increase our lead volume and ultimately decrease lead cost. So traditional lead generation has, it has become something that it was not in the past, right? And, we've seen things like cold calling, print ads, mass mailings, and other sources like billboards really suffering from low engagement rates. And they essentially interrupt potential customers rather than engaging them in a meaningful way. So we want to kind of focus on a couple of main methods here as we're thinking about abandoning the traditional lead generation model. And just keep in mind, again, these low conversion rates, limited personalization, these are things that work against you in today's environment, where we have so much stuff going on social media and customized emails and customized messaging all over the place. We really need to be focused on bringing in the innovative solutions in lead generation that we have available to us today. So embracing digital and inbound marketing for enhanced lead generation is one main method here, where we can start to focus on building mid to high intent traffic, rather than, for example, putting a billboard up on the side of the highway and hitting all these people with your advertising and spending your money to get in front of all these people that really have no intent and probably never will, right? The big, huge benefit of LeadPost is that it's collecting the information, the contact information of the traffic that is hitting your website, meaning those people that have hit your website have already seen information about your business. They've read information about your business, and they now have knowledge of what it is that you offer and how you offer it and why it's beneficial. Now, if we can collect that traffic, which we can now through LeadPost, we're actually collecting people that have learned about our business, and that makes them mid to high intent traffic typically, right? We're not getting all these people that are driving by a billboard and have no idea of using our product or service. So we can shift everything here now toward an automated lead collection method rather than having people call in or putting a form on our website that people now have to type and answer questions, which continually just reduces the amount of leads that we actually obtain. We also want to be incorporating new technologies like LeadPost, or even incorporating AI and machine learning for more advanced targeting so that we can push more traffic towards our site. And again, through LeadPost, collect more of those mid to high intent leads, which we can then start to nurture and leverage, which we'll talk about in my strategies here as we continue. Now, my second big strategy, and probably the most important one, you've heard every single person in this webinar mention this term of nurturing, right? And the big thing that you need to do is nurture more. This essentially breaks down to communicating to encourage conversions, right? You've all had your credit card out or seen something that you're interested in and not bought it, maybe because you didn't have enough education or knowledge or know why this product or service would benefit you. But that's what the purpose of nurturing is for us, right? The definition of nurturing is ultimately the process of developing relationships with potential customers at every single stage, guys, every stage of the sales funnel and through every single step of that buyer's journey. Really what it's focusing on is, number one, understanding the needs of your prospects. What is it that they're looking for? What are they being challenged by right now? How does your solution help them overcome their challenges? This also focuses on providing education, information, and any answers that this audience or that lead may need to actually get to the stage where they can convert into a customer or a client for you. Now, good nurturing is focused on building, number one, trust, number two, awareness, and number three, which a lot of people don't really realize, is more opportunities for somebody to take action. If you only send somebody one message telling them about your service or your product, then they only have one opportunity to take action. But if you send them 20 different messages, they now have 20 opportunities to take action. So that's one that we never want to forget about, okay? Now, some actionable insights for nurturing and how to improve your nurturing. Number one, communication and education. Remember, nurturing is all about educating and getting somebody further and further through the pipeline, closer and closer ultimately to converting on your offer. Now, if we are regularly engaging with our prospects via this different type of content, whatever it may be, text messages, emails, social media platforms, or even paid ads, we're giving ourselves more opportunity to inform these people of our offerings or even of the benefits of our offerings. Now, another great thing we can do in this amazing digital world is personalize, right? We can customize interactions, we can customize messaging based on the lead's behavior and the buying stage for any relevant marketing that may need to go to them. And this is something that both Eric and Tim mentioned as well. We can actually segment the people that we're collecting through LeadPost based on the pages that they've looked at, right? So now if we know what page somebody has been on, we can actually send them messaging that is relevant to the content on that page. I think everyone that's watching this has probably received an email from a large company, a multi-billion dollar company like Target or Best Buy, right? Where you put something in your cart, you didn't buy it and you left the site, and now you're getting emails about that exact product that you put in your cart. Well, they're using this same type of process to accomplish that. So keep that in mind as we go. We want to customize these interactions and customize the messaging that we're sending out to each of our leads based on what it is they're interested in. Now, we also want to engage people over time. If we can kind of sustain these interactions across a longer period of time and throughout the sales funnel, we can continue advancing these leads closer and closer to converting. And it doesn't matter, guys, what industry you're in or what niche you're serving or what you're offering. we all start with leads and we all have to get them to a converted client, right? Or to a converted customer. And this is typically a pretty gradual process. Now, one fact that I like to bring in a lot when I'm talking about these things is that, and it's something that most people don't notice or realize. And you can think about yourself in this situation too, right? Put yourself in this situation. You come across a new car, maybe, right? You see a commercial on TV for a car that you think is interesting. Are you going to go to the dealership the first time you see that car and go buy it? No. How many commercials are you going to see? How many times are you going to go on the internet and look up things about that car? Well, it's going to be several times, if not dozens of times. And on average, in the digital world today, especially when we're talking about digital marketing, it typically takes 15 to 20 touch points to get a lead to buy. Okay, so 15 to 20 touch points. Well, we can't make all those touch points in one day, right? We're not going to pick up the phone and call one person 20 times in a day. They would hate us, right? So what we want to do is sustain these interactions across time and across the entire sales funnel to build up that number of touch points, right? If you're not making 10 or 15 or 20 or more touch points, it's very unlikely that you're going to convert these leads. And that is really what nurturing is, right? We want to spread this across time. We want to spread it across multiple touch points and give that lead every piece of information that they might need to know to feel comfortable and trusting of us to buy what we're selling. Now, that brings us to the next point, building trust, right? If we can showcase our expertise and showcase the value of our product or service, we get to establish credibility. We're also answering all the questions that somebody might have in their mind that's preventing them from actually buying what we have to sell. We can also use tactics like lead scoring to assess engagement levels or even purchase readiness and focus on those people that are more likely to convert, right? Nurture them further. Maybe have our sales team reach out and give them a call if we know that they are likely to convert. You can also look at feedback loops, which are really just strategies of adapting our nurturing and our nurturing sequences based on the feedback from our prospects. And this will ultimately lead to improved effectiveness. So I hope this is all resonating, guys. And remember, as we get closer to the end, we are going to give you a link that'll allow you to access our course where I'll be diving deeper into all of this. And if a little bit of this is confusing or you think that this isn't something that you're capable of doing, we'll also provide a link for you to take a call with my team and actually have my team work with you to develop a customized marketing strategy that you can then go ahead and implement. So we'll make sure that you guys get those links as we go, and we'll continue through this process. Just know that we are all here to support you, and we've got some other resources that are going to come to you throughout the webinar and at the end of the webinar that'll allow you to kind of take this information and start to implement it. So let's jump into crafting compelling offers, guys. The goal of a compelling offer is really to hook your audience in or engage your audience. Now, with that being said, the key steps to really crafting a very compelling offer is to, number one, you have to do research, right? You've got to conduct research and maybe even some analysis to understand exactly what your audience prefers and what challenges they're facing, right? You need to research your ideal avatar. And guys, an avatar is really just the ideal picture of your customer, right? Of your ideal customer. We also want to uncover some of our customer personas. What are our customers like? How do they speak? What are they interested in, right? If we can uncover some of these things, we can really start to dial in what we're offering or how we're phrasing what we're offering so that it resonates well with our audience. Another great tactic here is to analyze what our competitors are doing. How is it that our competitors are succeeding? What offers are they putting out there? How much do those offers cost? How did they word and place those offers? What's the messaging behind them, right? If we analyze our competitors, typically we call this something like funnel hacking. We can understand what's making them successful and try to duplicate or copy that without, of course, copying exactly what they're doing. Another key step here for crafting a compelling offer is to create a very strong value proposition. If you can clearly articulate how your offer is going to benefit the customer and how it can make you stand out, then you'll be much, much more relevant to your audience, and you'll be able to engage your audience a lot better and easier. So with this, a couple of tips: be clear and be very relevant to your audience. If you've done step one above this, then you'll have no problem doing that. Also, we want to always emphasize the benefits over features. Features are great, but benefits relate to somebody's emotions, right? If you can paint an emotional picture of how a feature is going to provide a benefit, especially if it's a benefit on a personal level, then you're much more likely to go ahead and get that person closer and closer to a conversion. Now, building scarcity and urgency is also a very widely used tactic. If you use limited time offers or exclusivity to prompt somebody into immediate action, you will be able to increase your conversion rates. And basically this boils down to limiting the time that an offer is available or limiting the quantity at which that offer is going to be available. And lastly, provide a very clear CTA. That's a call to action. You've all been on websites where you have a button, it says buy now or book a call now. We want that to always be very, very clear. So be direct, be action oriented, and drive conversions through having a consistent and clear and concise call to action. So Sherry, I'm curious to know, how's everything going so far? Am I moving a little bit too fast for the audience here, do you think?
No, actually, I think that you're moving at a great pace. Honestly, there's things that you're saying in here that I'm writing notes about. So I'm like, oh, that's good. Yeah, let me write that down. So no, Jared, this has been amazing, and I'm sure that the audience is agreeing with me.
Awesome. And yeah, so guys, my whole goal here and the reason that the LeadPost team brought me in was really to just provide you guys some extra value, right? We're on this free webinar. We've got a free course that you're going to be able to access at the end. We've even got some other freebies that we're throwing in here because we're just trying to provide value. We're trying to help you leverage all of the tools and strategies that are out here in the marketplace right now to enhance your business. And if you start to look at these and really start to think about them, you will be able to enhance your business and implement some of these strategies very quickly. So let's move on to the next one, maximizing your email open rates. You know, through LeadPost, we are able to get validated email addresses that are, you know, accurate and deliverable at a very, very high rate, which gives us a huge opportunity. And as Eric mentioned, it is completely legal for us to email any of the people that visited our site if we can find their email address, which LeadPost does for us. So what we want to do is when we email those people, we want to ensure that our audience is actually reading the content. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time and energy, right? We're just sending out these emails to people who aren't actually reading them or looking at them. So let's dive into how we can maximize our email open rates when we're sending emails to these people who do have mid or high intent that were visiting our website. So firstly, we can optimize our subject lines. And this is probably the most important piece of an email open rate because it's the only thing that somebody sees when an email pings into their inbox, right? So if we use very clear, very concise, and even personalized subject lines, we can grab people's interests a lot better and engage them. So again, clearness and conciseness are key here. Personalized messages can help a lot, right? So we have a lot of tools and softwares. Most CRM systems allow us to send emails and insert the person's first name or insert some other piece of data or information that we have about them. And that is really all we need to do to personalize this enough to grab somebody's attention, get them to open that email and potentially read what we've put inside of that email. We can also intrigue people by providing value in these subject lines, right? Telling people that they're going to get something for free or placing the primary topic of the email that you're putting in there as something valuable in that subject line so that they have some incentive to actually click and open that email. Now, it's also very important to A/B test your subject lines. This will help you understand what your audience is going to respond to. And this is something I always do in every single email campaign that I run. I always have a split test set up with 2 different email subject lines, splitting up the traffic between 2 different groups of people, or I should really say between the same group of people and splitting it into 2. And that will allow me to see, well, which email subject line is working best. And next week, when I send another email out, then I can replace the one that didn't work as well with something that I think will look better and now test, my proven subject line versus a new subject line and continually do that. Another way that we can maximize these email open rates is by segmenting and again, personalizing these emails, right? So we can tailor the emails based on the audience segment for higher relevance. And again, Tim and Eric both mentioned this. in LeadPost, we can actually separate our leads based on what pages they read. And this would be a great way to start to segment your emails and maximize those open rates. So again, divide your list into smaller segments based on, interest or based on age or demographics or whatever you might have as far as data goes, so that you can really maximize those email open rates. Again, personalize your content, not just the subject line, but the content as well, to really drive people in. And we can also use dynamic content, which is very similar to personalized content, where we're bringing in dynamic information about what would interest that particular lead and engaging them in that way. Lastly, for email open rates, there is an ideal time of day to send these emails. And really, it's going to be between 10 and 12 in the morning, right? So the late morning on your time zone. And if you can do this in the middle of the week, it's going to be best, right? People come into work on Mondays. They're inundated with all the emails from Friday and from the weekend that they didn't get to answer. And then on Thursday, people are kind of burnt out, ready to go home and ready to be off for the weekend. So if we can tune our emails Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the late morning, we're very much more likely to have a higher open rate and have more people seeing our content of our emails. It's also important to keep a moderate frequency. If you're sending emails to somebody every day, they're probably going to get annoyed. But if you're sending emails once every 6 months, they're probably not going to remember who you are. So you need to find a moderate frequency. I usually recommend about 1 email a week, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. But don't go overboard and don't underdo it at the same time. And you'll see that your email open rates are going to be maximized. So strategy number 5, we can leverage a CRM system. Now, LeadPost actually has some email functionality built in. It also has postcard sending functionality and a variety of other features. But if you can leverage a strong CRM system, you'll have the ability to start organizing your leads and automating communication to those leads. And the automating communication part is probably the most useful, because remember, I talked about how nurturing was the most important thing in all of this in the digital marketing landscape. And if we can automate our nurturing or our communication, then we have a lot higher chance of getting more conversions without necessarily having to put in more work. So let's talk about the CRM system piece of this. Number 1, CRM is going to allow us to centralize all of our customer data and create a unified customer view by bringing this data into the CRM. We can consolidate our customers and we can start to develop insights about what those potential customers are doing, right? Or those potential leads are actually doing and how they're moving through the process closer and closer to a conversion. Now, we can also automate our marketing efforts, like I mentioned a second ago, by using a CRM. So we can streamline and personalize our marketing campaigns. Typically, they're called sequences inside of these CRMs to really automate the whole process and streamline the whole process. We can also personalize at scale by inserting people's names or things that they're interested in, as long as we have that data collected. Now, nurturing automatically is really the key to this, because we can set up those sequences with multiple touch points. Remember, a couple minutes ago, I said it takes 15 to 20 touch points in the current economy and in the current digital market to actually get somebody to a conversion. If we can automate all of those touch points and automate the frequency of those touch points, we're going to get people to a conversion without even having to pick up the phone or type out an email manually. Now, measuring performance is also important. We want to continually track our analytics and our ROI through the CRM to help us make some better decisions. Awesome. So shifting to paid advertising is another huge strategy here. Paid advertising, really the goal here would be to increase your targeted traffic. Now, the benefits of doing that are really that you get a targeted reach, and paid ads are very scalable. So if you're moving toward paid advertising, you can get very targeted no matter what platform you're working with, unless you're working across all platforms, which we'll mention here in a second. But we can get very precisely targeted. And once we are targeted, it's really just a matter of putting more money into those paid ads to scale up the amount of traffic that we're getting to our website. Now, the benefits, again, refined and accurate targeting options. We can easily scale. And another huge benefit is we get an immediate impact with paid ads. What you're paying for in paid ads is actually getting on somebody's screen. So every time you get on somebody's screen, you pay. And if you've got that optimized well, and you continue paying more and more, you're getting on more and more screens, which can be very, very beneficial to you as long as you're targeted well. Channel selection is also a huge benefit here. We have a ton of different paid ad platforms that we can jump onto. You're probably most familiar with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Google, but we have a lot of platforms to choose from. And if we understand our audience well, and if we choose a diverse set of platforms, what we're able to do is create an omni-channel marketing experience for our clientele and for our leads, okay? So omni-channel marketing is really using all channels that actually make sense for that particular effort, okay? And we also have disruptive versus active advertising, guys. Disruptive is on the social media platforms primarily, where somebody's scrolling through and they get hit with an ad that they didn't ask for, versus active advertising, which is something like Google or search engine-based advertising, where somebody's actually typing in something that they're looking for and ads pop up at that point in time. But if you can leverage both of these types of advertising across multiple channels, you'll get the best results possible. And of course, we want to continue tracking our ROI and making sure that we're looking at our analytics, and the paid ad platforms all make this very easy. So this is a great strategy for increasing your traffic. Now, number 7, the last one that we've got here, is to always split test. And I mentioned this earlier, but this helps us understand and know what actually works best. Now, the main benefits of split testing, and I've actually got the wrong title on this slide, so we'll ignore that. But the main benefits of split testing are that we can really create 2 different versions of a single marketing asset and see which one reaches our goal better, right? Or creates more results for us. Implementing split testing is pretty easy with most platforms. Most of our paid ad platforms include it. Most CRM systems include it. But what we have to do is choose which elements we're going to test and define what metrics will tell us which one is more successful. Additionally, we can analyze our different results and then continually iterate on those results to make better and better advertising campaigns. So guys, that is what I have for you here today as far as my kind of presentation goes. But I do just want to kind of wrap that up by saying, again, that we have a course that we're putting together for you that is going to allow you to dive deeper into all of these strategies and start to leverage them however you need to. It's really not just about thinking about these strategies, it's about how you implement them. So I highly encourage you to jump into our course, get a little bit more information and knowledge and some more steps to actually complete these so that you can take your business to the next level. Sherry, I'll pass it back to you here.
Yes, no, for sure. And I want to apologize in advance because my dogs are barking in the background. Working from home, right? But I definitely want to say, Jared, thank you so much for that. That was amazing. Like with your blueprint, your approach to marketing, how can anybody's approach be the same after this? I mean, we're talking about a seismic shift in how you view and use data, leads, and marketing strategies. You know, it's not just growth, it's exponential growth. So definitely. So again, I just want to thank everybody for coming together and just letting us know about these tools that we have at our disposal. So as we draw this incredible session to a close, remember, this is just the beginning. The strategies, the insights, the tools we share today are going to be keys to unlocking unprecedented growth and success. With LeadPost and ADM, you have a powerhouse duo at your disposal. So what's the next steps, right? Jared said it, call to action, right? So let's take some action. So sign up, book a call. Let's turn these possibilities into realities. And don't forget the special offers that we have waiting for you for those who act now. So let's take this journey together and make your future successful today.
Awesome. Cool, guys. And yeah, we'll drop all the links that you need here in the chat. If you have any questions for us at all, just feel free to reach out. I think we're all here and ready to help. And thank you all so much for being here today. Tim, Eric, thanks for setting the stage and letting me have the opportunity to come in and speak about my different marketing strategies that work so well for all of our clients that are using